I suspect as the oldest of us, my brother Danny was the first to experience that all-encompassing love of my mother that just didn't let go. It was wonderful in so many ways, and in other ways it was a constant challenge. Mom waited up for us when we were out. Danny was the first to be a teenager, and so he was the first to have Mom wait up for him. Dad slept. He didn't wait up. Mom, if we were out past the time we were supposed to be back in, she sat out on the couch in the front room, looking at the front room door, staring patiently at the doorknob as if she could will it to turn with our hand turning on it, as if she could will the door to open as she prayed, as she worried, as she waited for us to get home. I know this because with Danny being the oldest, I was maybe 10 years old when Danny was 15 or 16, and I would sit up and I would wait with Mom, and when Danny would pull in, Mom would tell me to run off and go to bed. Kathleen would come in and sit up and wait with Mom. We learned how to worry from Mom. We learned how to sit there and think that worrying was a greater sign of love if we were sitting out there just waiting for a little while longer. You see, Mom was always convinced that we were going to be in the hospital, that we were going to be in jail, that we were going to be dead. There was going to be some kind of awful tragedy, and so she waited up for us. And it's not that there weren't the nights that we were in the hospital. There weren't the nights that there wasn't some kind of tragedy and a telephone call. There weren't the nights that we weren't in jail. I remember the night when I had to call from jail. When there weren't the nights when one of our friends ended up dead. The friends I could talk about, even still. So Mom had plenty to go on when she worried, and yet she worried. And as a kid, I remember sitting with her, and I would think, I am never going to make Mom wait up and worry like this. And then when I became a teenager, I never thought about it. When my curfew time came, I didn't sit and consider that Mom was waiting at the couch for me, that maybe Kathleen was sitting next to her, that she was staring at the doorknob, waiting for it to turn, staring at the door, hoping that her youngest son would come in. I was too busy with my friends. I was too busy thinking about everything that I was about. And I didn't worry about Mom. Mom had one request of us. We would get home. She didn't chastise us. She didn't nag us. She didn't discipline us. We didn't get put on restriction. We didn't get spanked. None of those things happened in our family. We were fortunate in that regard. We had incredibly wise parents. Mom would look at us, and she would do the worst thing possible. She would say, "What have you been doing?" And of course, we couldn't tell her what we'd been doing, because that would bring up an all-night conversation. And so we were forced to lie and to make up something else that we'd been doing. Then she'd hold our hands, and she would tell us all we had to do was at 10 o'clock or at 11 o'clock, whatever time we were supposed to be in, midnight, to telephone, to call her so she wouldn't worry, because when she started worrying at first, she would still be laying in bed. But as time passed, she would come out and she would sit on the couch. This little video that I make every morning, if Mom was still alive, she would watch it every day. She would never miss it. She would watch it 5 or 10 times a day. She would write me a note and tell me how much it moved her. She would type me a letter and say, "You should have said this in this part, or you left out that," and she would correct me. I'm sorry Mom's not around to hear these things and to see this part of my life. But I'm awfully thankful that I had someone who loved me enough to wait for me. Is there someone that you love enough that you're waiting for today? You wait for a text, you wait for an email, you wait for a telephone call. Is there someone that you love enough that you reach out and you let them know how much you love them? You let them know how much you care. You let them know just how much they mean to your life today. Moms, Thank you so much for being moms and being there for your children. Through the heartbreak, through the worry, through the late nights. Thank you so much. To all those I've loved and who have loved me, thank you so much. And to those I've waited on and have waited on me, thank you so much. Each of us has the opportunity to open our arms just a little bit further, to embrace one another just a little bit more, and to share the loves that our mom taught us when we didn't even know that's what she was teaching us. We didn't realize that we were learning the most important lesson that we could ever get. Not to nag, not to chastise, not to discipline, but to wait, to look at the door, to wait for the knob to turn, to believe that there was something more out ahead, and to love. I believe today that there's something more out ahead. I love you. It's the reason I do this. I believe that you can be the miracle in your life today because you're amazing. So go out, be the miracle today. Wait on someone, lift someone up, remind them, connect with someone. Let them know just how important they are to you. And if your mom is alive, hold her. Hold her tightly. Let her know how much she means to you because she's worried over you. She's held your hand. And she's amazed that you've become the person that you've become. God bless you. Have a fantastic day.